Welcome to the Daily Dose of Germ. Tonight is going to be a little bit different. I'm out in front of the gym, about ready to go in. Really excited to get to the gym and bookend my days. I think it's super important to do that. You start out with an awesome morning ritual. Talk about how thankful you are for something. You think about it. You let it fill you up. You finish the day in the gym, wherever you want to be. Maybe it's being thankful. Maybe it's doing yoga. Maybe it's doing 100 sit-ups like my dad used to do before he went to bed. I saw him every day doing those. So it's important to book in your day because the days are not always going to go as planned. As much as I would love every day to be an awesome, sunshiny, wonderful, loving day, today was not one of those days. And it's a part of the journey, so I think it's important to explain, because if I only sat here and talked to you when things were awesome, this would be a pretty boring post. It would be pretty easy to be like, this guy's just kind of got an easy life. There's no much need to listen to him. What am I going to get from him? I'm not enjoying my life right now, Or maybe you're enjoying your life and you're just like, well, it's boring. If you had a plot of a movie and the guy had a pretty easy life and then he was successful and then was more successful, you'd be like, well, what happened? Where was the struggle? And I've had plenty of struggles. And for those of you that have known me since I was younger, I've definitely had plenty of struggles. My dad got hurt when I was a young kid, and that kind of stuck with me. People walked around eggshells around me, and that's not easy. It's something I'm not going to say I'm thankful for, but it's something that made me a stronger human being. It's something that pushed me to levels of anger and frustration, but also just to levels of how much do I really want it in sports and a lot of other things. So anyways, I've had my struggles, but today was just one of those days where, let me explain. Have you ever had those days where you're just like, God, I have no idea what it is, where someone's like, are you alright? You tired? What's going on? And you're like, I don't even know. Like, I don't want to be here. I don't really feel like being here right now. Now I'm not gonna come out and say that when I'm at work, especially when I'm around, you're around the guests, you gotta fake it a little bit, and that's fine. I have no problem doing that. I can fake it till I make it. But, outside of that, I was kind of just like, what is going on? And I don't know, and I think it's important to reflect and to try to understand why. You don't need to dwell on it, but I do believe that my intuition tells me it is important to reflect. It's something that John Maxwell talked a lot about. It's something that we need to understand our vulnerabilities. We need to understand where we make mistakes so we can fix them in the future. So tonight was a super interesting one because I wasn't really sure what was going on. And I reflected later and I realized that I broke a rule that I made with myself. It's going to seem like a silly rule to you, but I will tie it back in and make sure that, we have an understanding of, we make these rules all the time, and I think we break them all the time, and then we wonder why we're kind of upset with other people, we don't really know, and you have those moments, you're like, I don't really know. So I'll explain. So I made a rule with myself about a week ago that I wouldn't swing a golf club because I've had really terrible back pain, neck pains, and headaches from swinging a golf club. I haven't done enough yoga lately. I'm inflexible from just working out, and it's really causing me a ton of pain. And so every night, I'm at Topgolf, and I'm like, I'm gonna hit it for the guests. I love putting on a show. Let me strike one down the middle for these guys. Let's show off a little bit. It's a ton of fun. Everyone got hoops and hollers. It's a fun thing to do. I get paid to entertain the guests. It's fun. I enjoy it. But I told myself the reward is not worth it. The pain is too much. It hurts at night. I think it's just not fun to go through. So I made myself promise. I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I promised to myself I will not play golf until I get back into yoga long enough that it's not going to cause me any pain. And tonight I'm sitting there and my buddy holds up the golf club and he's like, celebrity shot. Dude, this guy's going to stripe it down the middle. Watch this. You're going to love it. He's a stud. He was talking me up. The king's in the building. I love this dude. He's awesome. But it's just like, I had that quick moment of, I told myself I wasn't going to do it, but he's talking me up. He's hyping me up. I'm just going to do it. And it's just like, I'll just swing one time. And one swing led to the guy wanting to compete against me because he was a really good golfer. So then it turned into a competition. And pretty soon I was like, well, I'm already hitting golf balls and I'm already starting to feel my neck start to hurt. And I'm like, God, what are you doing? Like, but then I want to keep playing. I'm a competitive son of a bitch. Like, if you compete with me, I'm going to try to beat you. And I love that. But it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You told yourself you wasn't going to do it. So reflecting later, I was like, well, I made a promise to myself and I didn't hold the bargain. So let's make a little metaphor. If you had a date on a Friday night, a smoking hot girl, and she was gonna wear some wonderful tight dress and gonna be looking all hot, and you're all excited for it. 5 minutes before it happened, she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't make it." You'd be like, "It sucks. That sucks." You have expectations of what's gonna happen, and people can let you down. People let you down all the time. Well, how often do you let yourself down? You're like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds this month. You set a date, January 1st comes around, you make a resolution. February 4th comes around, let's say it's your birthday, and you're like, oh, this year I'm going to do this. Every decision that we make, as small as they might be, that goes against our promise or our declaration to ourselves, is basically telling us that what we originally decided to do does not matter. And how can you make a promise to yourself and not fulfill it, and then not think about the fact that you're going to have repercussions and you're going to be upset with yourself? And people are going to see that, and you're like, they're going to be like, what's wrong? And you're like, I don't know. That's where it is. But this is the beauty of it, because when you reflect, it gives you ammunition to fight in the future against it. And it's a new declaration, and it's a new declaration every time. And that's where my website's going to come into play, because you make a declaration to yourself. And it's not a declaration, it's not a resolution, it's a devotion. It's a devotion to yourself that you're going to be better, that you're going to push yourself until you cannot make that mistake again, until it's too important to you and you're not going to let yourself go down that rabbit hole. It's something that has to come from deep within you, that you're not going to let it happen anymore. And unfortunately, it's when our back's against the wall that's when we make the decision. When we're sick because we ate so much crap, that's when we make the decision, oh, I'm not going to eat unhealthy this week, because you don't have another choice. You're sick. You literally waited till you were sick. You wait till you're financially completely unstable and you're like, I have to get a better job. I have to do this. We wait until our back's against the wall to make decisions that are going to make our lives better. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to make my life better, and I'm making a new declaration. As small as tonight's might have been. I also had 2 delicious donut holes. If you've ever been to Topgolf, they're fantastic. But that's beside the point. I was making decisions that went against my promises to myself. Yes, you do need to have maybe a night a week or little decisions here and there, but when you make a decision that goes against your core values, you're going to feel it, you're going to notice it, and you have to find a way to fight that. That's why I talked about your best friends and your biggest things to do for fun are your worst enemies in disguise, because you don't realize that they're trying to enable you. They're trying to bring out that fun side of you because they want to see that. And yes, you need to have fun, but you need to realize that those decisions that you make are going to affect your entire life. So the Daily Dose of Germ today is a little bit different, but it's going to be a little bit of an ass kicker too. Figure out what you do when you make those promises to yourself, and make a different solution the next time so that you can keep those promises. I am filled with germs right now. I better go work my ass off and then get cleaned up afterwards. I love you guys. Have an awesome night.